What's up, guys? Joker here. Just gonna be discussing my thoughts on Feiton. I completed it a few days ago, and by that I mean I finally beat Alaric, so I feel like I'm ready to talk about my experience of going through Feiton and stuff like that. Now, first of all, before I get into the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Also, this footage right now you're seeing is from my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Joker. I'll leave it down below in the comments. Below in the description, and yeah, let's get into it. So yeah, this is Fate. Very drab island, very dark, and stuff like that. It's like a refuge for Delanes and stuff like that. Obviously, I'm gonna be talking about spoilers. I don't know how to define spoilers because people just always cry about it anyway. So I'm gonna be just talking about the island. Let me just make that clear also. But yeah, very dark, very drab island, and I honestly think it's like one of the better islands. One of the better areas for sure. I definitely like it more than Yorn, especially. I just really think this area is just really cool. The story was like really cool, also, which was interesting. It's like the story was like actually really cool. It was like the Delane Avesta agents and their little struggle that was going on. All these chaos gates were popping up, and then the Sacrian Church was blaming them, calling them like demons and stuff like that. Um, I really liked the story. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really cool. And at the end, I'll show the end. But like, man, that ending battle thing was just so dope. It just reminded me of Lord of the Rings, where it's just like Gandalf comes back with like reinforcements, and they're like all like in the Twin Towers, and it was just such a cool moment. And I'm like, why are there not more moments like this? It's just like it reminds me of the Siege of Lutera. In a sense, it's like, why are there not more moments like this? Borea's domain. It's just like they make cool moments. They have the potential to make cool moments, and cool characters can also come in and like shine. Calder is cool. The leader Zaka is really cool, especially Zaka. He's super dope. Now the dude who's your like assistant for this storyline, Levi, is just a giant bitch. But like, what else is to be expected? Your assistant is usually a giant bitch. Um, but yeah, this was just like such a cool area and just so different from like everywhere else too. Even more, it took like what they were doing in Shoeshire with like that drab feeling of despair and like just amped it up and showed it also in the environment. Everything was just super dark. Like, look at this dude. Like, it just the embodiment of like, despair and like sadness and stuff like that. And it's like, it was just such a cool island from a story perspective that it was just like, why is there not more of this? And I can't wait to do Punica. Like, I've heard good things about Punica as well. Um, but yeah, I think, obviously the Chaos Dungeons are the Chaos Dungeons. That's not important. Guardian raids, I finally beat Titanlo, so I could finally do the Guardian raids. And like everything I've done, I've just one-shotted like literally every one of these other Guardians. Um, I don't think they really affected everyone. I know the other line, Akites, I think they affected him. But right now I'm on the last one in the tier 4 one, which is definitely a guy they nerfed. So everyone else I've just been one-shotting. Like, one of these guardians, like some of them I haven't even been nobody's been dying on. Like, so it's like, yeah, the guardian raids, the chaos dungeons, there's no challenge there. But then when you go to the abyssal dungeon, so, like, this is it. This is the Abyssal Dungeon. I don't know which one it is. Oh, Tranquil Carcosa. So this is the second one. Both of them, they introduced the system. Actually, all three of them, they operate this system of this breath bar because you're underwater. And I like introducing new mechanics. And, like, how they show it to you is they kind of ease in with it, especially in the first one. Um, but yeah, I personally, I thought the first, actually, all three of them are not mechanically hard. Um, it's just nobody wants to listen. I think is the problem, and nobody wants to take the time and look at these mechanics, and that's why you're seeing these nerfs start to pop up. Is because you're not paying attention to mechanics. Like when I was talking about the Guardian raids, it was like Did I learn any of the mechanics for any of them? No, because there's no point. They've made it so easy to, which like I am also over the item level, of course, but like that's not gonna really save you. I think what they also learned is that these guardian raids don't need to be so overtly complicated. They should be able to teach you different things. Like I think a lot of people just don't know how to counterattack, but like in guardian raids you have to count you see the counterattack mechanic more. That's an example. I think a stagger mechanic or like definitely shows up in Abyssal dungeons all the time. And like people have to be told, hey, the guy, it's just a stagger mechanic. You gotta like do this before you go. And you especially see that in Alaric Sanctuary on the last boss, where there's an obvious stagger mechanic. And to be honest, a lot of people left before the stagger mechanic, and then we all wiped. It's like, yeah, you have the stagger. Um, like to be honest, um, all these dungeons, the Abyssal dungeons, the Guardian raids, and the Chaos dungeons are not supposed to be complicated. That's what the Legion raids are for. That's the high end content. Like Abyssal dungeons, I can take it in the Final Fantasy like terms. Abyssal dungeons are supposed to be the normal. Like everyone is supposed to be able to easily clear that. And then Savage, if you want to call it Savage, because Legion raids is like kind of, from my understanding, Legion is kind of in between normal and Savage. But it is supposed to be something that less people obviously clear. And what was also surprising in hearing videos and stuff like that is like there's like a surprisingly low amount of people that don't clear Abyssal dungeons. But it's like I think it was like less than 10%. I was like, that is crazy. It was like something low like that. And I'm like, these aren't really hard. Like the first one isn't hard, the third one isn't hard. I would say honestly, the hardest one was Brashaza. That was the palace one that they like nerfed. That was the hardest one because they throw you the most mechanics at you, and you have to know the most mechanics. Alaric Sanctuary is really not hard. The first boss is kind of the hardest one because of the mage throwing the poison stuff at you and stuff like that. And but it's really not hard. Like Ulrich himself at the very end, the third boss, is not hard. It's like literally assign spots in the circle, stand in safe zone, and then also it's hey, stagger him when he goes in the middle, and then hit gold orbs that have black in them. And then it's like okay, Swirly Boy is in the middle. Eventually, one person has to just go run into it. That's literally it. And also, when you have a frozen circle around you, don't run into the party. Run away from them, so you don't freeze the party and kill them. And also, he'll imprison you. Just flap the person who's imprisoned. There's a little blue bar over them. And some of these mechanics they go away eventually. Like the imprisoned one goes away. The frozen circle kind of just goes away too. And really, all you have to worry about is save zone every 90 seconds. And you only have to stagger them twice. So it's really not overtly complicated to do the Abyssal dungeons. Like, they're not throwing out crazy shit. Like, I think people look at that Saint 1 video, I think is who it was. It was, like, showing you the most complicated dungeons and stuff like that. And it's like, dude, that's not this. It's not complicated. It is so easy. And it just literally comes down to people just got to talk to each other. Like this is another one where it's like, hey, you just got to talk with each other. You just got to like pick your spots and stuff like that. And it's not gonna be. It's not supposed to be that bad. But yeah, to my point, just to wrap it up, I mean, like, I thought Feiton was a really good step in the right direction story wise. I think the reason why I keep making these videos and talking about the story is the stories will keep casual people in. I was talking about earlier, it's like Abyssal Dungeons that doesn't gel with a lot of people doing like high end rating content. They want oh, I want to go hunt for collectibles. Oh, I want to go explore islands. You like making that stuff hard is really where you lose people because it's the casual content that keeps people interested, not raiding and doing dungeons. Even though, like I've said, Guardian raids are supposed to be dailies. So is Chaos Dungeons. Those are both brain dead easy. They're supposed to be. I mean, Guardian raids obviously do have some difficulty to them. But Abyssal dungeons, it's more end gamey, and then what your real goal is hitting tier 3, you can do Legion raids. That's really where the content for end game is that a lot of people are just not going to do. But yeah, it's important to keep saying that they need to make an engaging story to keep the casuals involved, because that keeps the player base high rather than keeping the player base die out and just because they have no reason to come play the game every month or so. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. Like I said, I've still been enjoying Lost Ark, and I'm just gonna keep on playing it. Yeah, and yeah, and probably until I get bored with it. But yeah, uh, that's the video right there. Like I said earlier, like and subscribe really helps with the channel. Leave a comment below. I do island guides if you want to see which island are you struggling with or what do you want to see. And yeah, take care. See you later. Bye.